Hi everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Vinyasa. I'm going to have you here for the next 60 minutes doing an all levels vinyasa flow. Tonight we're going to be doing a hip opening feel good flow. I'm not going to be cueing any props, but if you like to have them to support your practice, they're always great. I generally keep 2 blocks in a blanket by me whenever I'm practicing in case I want to use them. If you have my playlist, you can go ahead and start that now. And as you're ready, we'll start in a nice child's pose. Coming to find hips over knees and then letting your hips sink back. Reaching towards your heels as arms extend long in front of you. And releasing forehead to the earth. Just coming to settle into this pose. If this is too much sensation this early in the practice, maybe finding a block under your hips or under your forehead or under your chest, anywhere to give you a little bit extra support so that this pose can feel comfortable and supported and grounding. Be taking any little wiggles here, settle in. As you're ready, starting to deepen the breath, taking big inhales and exhales through the nose. Feel your belly expand against your thighs. As you inhale and drawing your navel up gently towards your spine. On your exhale, as you're ready, we'll start to cultivate the Ujjayi breath that will carry us through this practice. If you know where you're going, go ahead. Otherwise, taking a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through an open mouth as if you're fogging up a mirror. Coming to find that same tension in the back of your throat on both your inhale and your exhale. Both through the nose. Creating an audible breath that will allow you to coordinate your movement to your breath. I'd invite you to allow the breath to carry the movement throughout this practice, as if the breath was what was initiating each part of the pose, each part of the flow. So for now, just cultivating this breath in stillness. As you maybe feel more grounded and secure on each inhale. And feel a sense of freedom and expansion with each exhale. I'll invite you to keep this breath going throughout your practice. So you're ready, start to find some energy in your arms, straightening through your elbows, maintaining your chest melting down towards the earth. Just starting to find a little bit of active energy. You're ready, coming up onto tented fingers. We'll walk hands all the way over to the left side of the mat. And right hand on top of left, and exhale to melt forward. Finding a gentle side body stretch here. Breath is still flowing and long. On an inhale, coming back up to tented fingers, we'll walk all the way over to the right side of your mat. Now maybe left hand comes on top of right hand as you melt back towards the earth. Again, feeling length in left side body. Breathing here. On your next inhale, walking back to center, staying up on tented fingertips. Allow your forehead one more time to melt down towards the mat. Keeping active arms here. For one more inhale. And one more exhale. On your next inhale, roll up your spine. We're coming into cow pose. Inhale all the way, arching your back, expanding through your heart. Exhale to press the floor away, rounding the back, coming into cat pose. Inhale back to cow, opening through your heart. Exhale through cat, sinking back, child's pose. We'll flow through that a few more times. At your own breath pace. Inhale, coming up to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child. Again, inhale, coming up. Using your breath. Allowing the breath to be what initiates the movement. How much can you luxuriate through each part of this flow? Finding an ease of movement. Really just taking this wherever it feels good. If there's more wiggles to one side or the other that you think would feel really good here, by all means take that. The next time you're in child's pose, inhale to roll up to tabletop pose. We'll set up for a nice strong tabletop, finding wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Nice and strong here. Take a moment to set up your pose, pressing finger pads into the floor. Pulling up out of your shoulders. On your next inhale, extend your right leg back behind you. Pressing into your toes, giving a little bit of a stretch to the back of your leg. Breathing here. On your next inhale, go ahead and cross the right leg all the way over to the left side of your mat. And look over your left shoulder at your right toes, finding a big side body stretch here. Think about keeping your hips level. Stay for an inhale here. And exhale to pull right knee to left shoulder. Inhale, extend back out. Head is following your leg. Inhale, exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend. We'll take two more like that. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend. One more, exhale. Inhale, extend. Taking one more moment in the side body stretch for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale takes you back through center. And exhale to release your knee down to the mat. Take any movement here, maybe moving your tailbone back towards your heels and forward towards your hands for some hip circles. And as you're ready, inhale to extend left leg back behind you, taking a little bit of movement here, pressing into your ankle, finding what feels good. As you're ready, inhale to cross left leg over to the right side of your mat. Your head looks over, right shoulder towards your toes, finding a nice side body stretch. Breathing here. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, knee to shoulder, left knee, left shoulder. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend back out. We'll take one more like that. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, extend. Exhale to stay here. And stay for one more inhale and one more exhale. On your next inhale, coming back to neutral. And exhale to release your knee down to the earth. Coming to reset your tabletop, making sure your wrists are still under your shoulders and knees under hips. Inhale to lift right leg out to the side, keeping it bent, and left arm out to the side for a side bird dog. Inhale here, exhale to find left hand to the center of your mat and take your right leg all the way around in a half moon shape, coming into a kneeling wild thing. Stay for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, coming back to center, extend your leg long out behind you, maybe hip externally rotate slightly. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, release down to the mat. We'll take the same thing to the other side. Inhale, left leg and right arm lift for a side bird dog. Activating left hip. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, right hand to the center of the mat. Left leg goes all the way up and around for a kneeling wild thing variation. Extending through your fingertips. Breathing here for an inhale and a full exhale. Inhale, coming back to your tabletop with left leg extended back behind you. Finding length. Maybe gaze shifts up, arching your back a little bit. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to release. We'll take that one more time to each side at your own breath pace. Looking up at me if you need a cue. Inhale to start. Moving at like one breath movement. How fluid can you make this movement? Eventually coming back to your neutral tabletop pose. On your next inhale, extend right leg back behind you. Step left hand to the center of your mat. Wag your tail to turn left foot out to the edge of your mat. And inhale, right arm through your heart, extending up overhead. Think of stacking your shoulders and wrists all on top of each other. As you come into this Parigasana gate pose variation. Breathing here. On your next inhale, come up to tented fingertips and all the way up to gate pose. Inhale to find both arms up overhead. Exhale, bending right knee, coming into a kneeling warrior two. Moving left foot towards the front of your mat as you face the back of your mat. Sinking down into this pose. Hips stay facing the corner of your mat as they would in a traditional warrior two. Inhale to reverse. Left hand can come to the back of your left leg. Right arm extending straight up overhead. Exhale, coming into a variation of side angle here. Right hand planted on the inside of your right foot. Left arm up overhead. Inhale to come back to a kneeling warrior two. And back to gate pose. Exhale, finding left hand to the earth. Right arm up overhead. See for an inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes back to the mat and both knees release down. We'll take that to the other side. Inhale, left leg extends back. Right hand walks to the center of your mat. As you're ready, wag your tail, right foot extending to the outside of your mat. And inhale, left arm up overhead. Stack shoulders on top of wrist. For this gate pose variation, breathing here. As you're ready, come up onto tented fingertips. And come up to gate pose. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, coming into a kneeling warrior two, bending into left knee. Stabilizing through your pelvis. Can you think of tucking your tailbone down towards the earth and lifting up through your lower belly? Inhale to reverse your warrior. Right hand can come to right leg. Exhale, coming to find left hand on the inside of left foot for side angle variation. Breathe here. Maybe gently pressing left knee into left shoulder to add some resistance. Breathing here. Inhale, coming back up to kneeling warrior two. Coming back into gate pose. Exhale, finding right arm to the floor. Back into this falling gate pose variation. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat, coming back to tabletop pose. And on your exhale, sink your hips back into child's pose. Melting your heart down towards the earth. Releasing through your spine. Just for a breath. On your next inhale, roll up, coming to cow pose. Tuck your toes, exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow pose, releasing knees to the earth. Exhale to sink back, child's pose, falling through that at your own breath pace. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, melt back, child's pose. Inhale, rolling up through your spine. Cow pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Arching through your back, exhale, sink back, child's pose. This time we're going to stay in downward facing dog. Inhale to cow. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And finding a nice, secure downward facing dog with equal weight in both arms. Find your feet at hips width distance to the back of your mat. And start to take any conscious movement here. Maybe pedaling through your feet. Maybe looking under one shoulder and the other. Maybe taking a deep bend in both knees to dial your hips further up towards the earth, sky. Breathing here. Inhale to rise up high on your toes, look to the front of your mat. And at the bottom of your exhale, step forward between your hands. Releasing down into a forward fold. Come to find opposite hand to opposite elbow for ragdoll pose. Letting head, neck, and shoulders be heavy towards the earth. Breathing here. As you're ready, deeply bend both knees. And slowly roll up to Tadasana mountain pose. Roll your shoulder blades down your back and extending through your fingertips, coming to stand. Taking a moment of breath here. As you're ready, we'll start moving through some sun A's. If you know where you're going, feel free to go ahead. Otherwise, stay with me for options. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, deeply bend your knees, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, coming to fingers or hands to legs. Exhale to fold, step back, plank pose. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, knees release and feet release to the earth. Slowly lower chest, chin, and belly down to the earth. Hands rear position under shoulders. Inhale, peeling up off the earth. Cobra pose. Exhale, releasing down to the earth. Inhale through tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment on your downward facing dog, and when you're ready, inhale to rise up high onto your toes, which is the front of your mat. Then at the bottom of your exhale, step forward between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, coming to fingertips or hands to legs. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ground through your feet, arms sweep up overhead. Upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Stay for a breath. That's a great option. Otherwise, variations to come. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back, plank pose. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, shift forward over your hands and slowly bend elbows to chaturanga. Inhale as you flip over your feet, coming to upward facing dog. Pressing the floor away, keeping your thighs lifted up off the earth. Exhale, pressing back, hips shoot up to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale to rise up all the way onto your toes, look to the front of your mat. And at the bottom of your exhale, take a big step forward between your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Grounding to your feet. Inhale, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking any of those variations one more time to meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back, plank pose. Take your vinyasa, we meet in the downward facing dog. Take a moment to press into your downward facing dog. Hips dial up to the sky. Taking any more conscious movement here. As you're ready, step your feet together at the back of your mat. Big toes touch. Inhale to lift right leg. Hip stack on top of hip. Pressing equal weight into both hands. Find a puff of air under your left armpit to stabilize through your shoulders. On an inhale, find even more length up through your leg. Exhale to bend your knees and optionally flip your dog into wild thing. Coming to this back bend. Finding extension through your fingertips. Stay for an inhale. Exhale back to three-legged dog. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale to take a large right step forward between your hands. Rotate back leg so that heel is on the floor. Front heel is in line with back midfoot. Inhale, standing up. Set up for triangle pose, both legs straight. Shifting forward. Exhale, finding right hand to right foot, ankle, or a block. Extending open through your left side body. Left arm extending up to the sky. Take a few breaths here. Keeping a micro bend in both knees as legs scissor together energetically. Breathing here. Inhale, coming up to reverse your triangle. Left hand to left thigh. Energizing up through right fingertips. Exhale, we're coming back to triangle pose. This time moving into half moon. Right thumb comes in line with right pinky toe as you come forward into half moon. Open through your left side. Option from here. Finding foot in hand for Shavasana. Taking the spine here. Option to come in and out of this pose as much as you'd like. Again, keeping a micro bend in your back knee for stability. If you're in Shavasana, inhale to extend back out, half moon pose. Exhale, left hand comes to the earth, standing split, opening your hip. Release your head. Maybe one or both hands come to your supporting ankle for a little balance. Deeper in inhale, exhale to release your leg down to the earth, forward fold at the front of your mat. Let everything go here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back, plank pose. Stay for a breath. In, take your variation. We meet in downward facing dog. A moment of breath here. Let your neck be long. Maybe you're taking some movement, paddling through your feet. As you're ready, we'll start to take that to the other side. Walk big feet together at the back of your mat, big toes touch. Pressing into your hands. Inhale to lift left leg, hip stack on top of hip. Again, finding a puff of air under right armpit to stabilize your shoulders. Stay for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, find a little bit more length. Bending the knee on the exhale, maybe flipping your dog. Extending through fingertips. Breathe here. Support through your right shoulder. Stay for one more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, leg back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, take a large left step forward between your hands. Spiral back heel down, so right mid-foot is in line with left heel. Inhale, we're coming up to stand. Setting up your pose. Shift forward and slowly bending into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Opening, spiraling, open, right shoulder. Keep a micro bend in both knees for stability. Energizing through your legs. This is an active pose. Breathing here. Inhale, rise up. Coming to reverse your triangle, right hand to right leg. Left hand extending up to the sky. Breathe here. Stay for one more inhale. Exhale, coming back to triangle pose. We're going towards Shavasana. If you need to readjust your pose, moving a little bit back, go for that. Otherwise, left thumb in line with left pinky toe. Coming to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Optionally taking Shavasana, the bind, finding left foot, right foot and right hand, taking gently into your hand. Breath is flowing, gaze is in front of your mat. Notice how this side might feel different than the other. We stay for one more inhale and one more exhale. Inhale to extend everything back out, back to half moon pose. Exhale, release down to the floor, standing split, leg goes high. Head goes down, releasing through your head, neck, and shoulders. Let everything go while energizing through your legs. Maybe one or both hands come to your supporting ankle as you sustain this pose for a few more breaths. Find a playful energy here. Stay for one more inhale, exhale, release right leg to the earth, forward fold. Let everything go here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground through your feet. Inhale, rising up, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, deeply bend your knees, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back, plank pose. Stay for an inhale, exhale, take your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths either in downward facing dog or child's pose. Maybe grab a sip of water. When you're ready, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. For a few breaths here. Inhale, rise up high on your toes, look to the front of your mat, and at the bottom of your exhale, step or hop between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Round through your feet, rising up, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center, balancing your energy between right and left side body. Take a breath there. We'll come to step feet together at the front of your mat. Big toes are touching. And to readjust in any way that you need to. So take one more inhale and one more exhale. Inhale, sink your hips back deeply. Arms come in a big circle all the way up overhead for a chair pose. Stay for a breath here. Inhale to find a little bit more length. Exhale to sink the hips a little bit deeper. Breathe here. Inhale, rising up, ground through your left foot. Right knee comes up towards your chest. Stay for a breath. Inhale, open your right knee out to the right side of your body. Hands come to prayer pose. Stay for a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Right leg back out behind you. Bending into left knee. Press energy into your hands. We're going towards warrior two. Deeply bend front knee. Hands take a big circle all the way around, coming to warrior two. Breathe here. We'll be here for a few breaths, finding a nice fierce warrior two. Thinking about how we did in our kneeling warrior two, sliding your tailbone down your back to sink a little deeper and pulling up your lower belly. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Right hand to right leg, left arm up overhead. Exhale, we're coming to side angle. Maybe finding left elbow to left knee. Opening through your chest as you continue to maintain the integrity of your core. Breathing here. Bend deeply into the front knee. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bend deeply into your left knee, coming down towards kind of like a snake squat here. We'll bring right hand over towards your left foot. And inhale, opening through left for a twist. Left arm up overhead. Breathe here. Stay for one more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes back to the mat. And start to take some snake squats here, shifting from one foot to the other, bending. into one knee and then the other. Allowing your hands to drag across the floor. Making this a nice fluid movement. Finding maybe some initiation with one part of your body. Eventually coming back to find your bend in your left knee. We'll turn your toes back to the front of your mat and walk so one hand is on either side of your foot into a runner's lunge. Press into the floor. Inhale, step back plank pose. Extend through your heart. Take your vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high onto your toes. Look to the front of your mat. And at the bottom of your exhale, step or float between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground through your feet. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Take a moment to balance right and left side body. Noticing any differences before we take the other side. You're ready, come to step, feet together, big toes touch. Bringing your hips back deeply. Arms come all the way around and up overhead, share pose. Stay for a couple breaths. Inhale, finding extra length. Exhale, sinking hips a little deeper. Breathe. Stay for one more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, ground through right foot. Coming up to balance on left. Left knee towards your chest. Extend through your fingertips. Hands come to heart center as you rotate. Left knee out to the side. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to extend. Left leg behind you. Bending into right knee. You might find one side very different than the other. Eventually coming to step, left leg back so that the middle of your left foot is in line with your right heel. Taking a big circle of your arms all the way around, coming to warrior two. And go coming to the outside of both feet. Do deeply bend front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, coming to side angle. Breathe here. Inhale, coming back to warrior two. Extend through front leg, turning leg to the front, coming forward and bending into right knee. I'm gonna find left hand towards the right side of your mat and inhale through your right arm for a twist. Breathing here. Exhale, right hand back down to the mat and bending into one knee and the other. Dragging arms around the floor, making this movement nice and fluid. Maybe not releasing all the way. Finding a little energy pulling you up as you take this movement. Eventually coming to bend into your right knee. Turn right toes to the front of your mat, hands on either side of your foot. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Last vinyasa of the day, take your variation, maybe in downward facing dog. Find some neutralizing breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale to lift right leg up off the mat. Exhale, think right foot to left wrist. We're coming into pigeon pose. Take a moment to set up your pose and craft the tended fingers to open through your chest. Breathing here. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you come down to forearms. If you want more, maybe threading left arm under right for a thread the needle variation. Breathing here, letting yourself relax a little bit deeper with each exhale. As you're ready, right hand comes back in front of your face. Inhale to come back up onto your hands. Again, extending through your chest. Tuck your back toes. For an inhale, exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Taking the same thing to the other side right away. Inhale, left arm, left leg lifts. Exhale, think left foot to right wrist. Coming into pigeon pose. Set up your pose, coming up onto tented fingertips. Open through your chest. Stay for an inhale. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you come down to elbows. And from here, maybe you extend left arm in front and thread right arm under. Wherever you are, can you let go a little bit more on the exhale? To breath flow in and out. As you're starting to lower your heart rate, coming back into a more restful state. If you're in thread the needle, left hand comes back in front of face. Inhale to press back up onto your hands. Come to find a nice little arch in your back. Rolling shoulder blades down your spine. Breathing here. On your inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, press back downward facing dog. This is the last downward facing dog of the day. Take a moment to luxuriate through it. Inhale to rise up high into your toes. Look to the front of your mat and step or float to legs outside of your hands, going towards Malasana Yogi Squat. When you find yourself in Malasana, maybe taking some wiggles side to side to settle into the pose. And eventually coming to find a straight back, elbows pressing into knees. Sitting up nice and tall, tailbone driving down towards the earth, energizing up through the crown of your head. Breathing here. Press slight resistance into your elbows with your knees. On your inhale, find right arm to the outside of your right foot and extend left arm up overhead for a twist. Option to stay here or both thumbs turned down to take a bind here. Opening through the left side of your chest. Breathe here. Inhale to extend back out. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take the same thing to the other side. Finding left hand to the outside of left foot. Inhale, right arm opens to a twist. Turn your thumbs down, wrapping around your left leg. If you'd like to take the bind, opening through your right shoulder. Breathe here. Inhale, extending everything back out. The twist, and exhale, hands to heart center. Stay here for one more inhale, thinking of if you could hover your hips a little bit. Exhale to release hips down, coming all the way to the floor. Bring your weight back into your hands behind you, and windshield wiper legs from one side to the other to release your hips a little bit. Observing the body, how it feels right now. As you're ready, coming to sit up nice and tall. Stand both feet in front of you. Coming for a moment into Dandasana staff pose. Both hands on either side of you, arms straight, legs straight, back straight. Just to take a breath and observe where your body is at. As you're ready, we'll come to cross right leg over left knee so that your knee is pointing up to the ceiling. Inhale, left arm up overhead, and exhale to cross left arm to right knee, finding a twist here. Maybe gaze turns over right shoulder. Breathing here. Inhale, coming back to center, extend right leg out in front of you. We're now crossing left leg over right knee. Again, inhale, right arm up overhead. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Open through your chest for a twist. Sit up nice and tall here. Not collapsing back. Maintaining weight over your hips. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, coming back to center, extend both legs out in front of you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, and exhale to fold forward. Thinking of keeping your back straight as long as possible before releasing your back. To let it round, head releases. Let everything go. Again, tapping back into your breath. We'll be here for a few more breaths. On your inhale, press into your hands, coming back up to sit. Go ahead and scoot your hips a little bit forward. Bend your knees so knees point up to the sky, feet on the floor. Time to find your hands behind your thighs. We're moving into variations of boat pose. Maybe legs float up to 90 degrees, parallel with the floor. Maybe arms extend long, maybe legs extend long. Wherever you are, taking a breath in and a breath out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, can you find a little bit more length in your spine? Exhale, hands to the back of your thighs, release, rolling through your back. Take a moment to rock and roll back and forth along your spine. Maybe going to one side or the other. Releasing your back. Eventually coming up to suspend. Coming back into boat pose, extending wherever you were before. Breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Breath comes in, breath goes out. Stay for one more inhale, finding even more length. Hands to the back of your legs, exhale. Roll through your spine for a few more times. When you're ready, as you roll back, feet shoot back behind you, going into plow pose. Keep your gaze straight up to the ceiling. Once you're here, do not move your head to either side to protect your neck. Maybe hands come to your lower back for support. If you'd like to move into shoulder stand, maybe lifting one leg and then the other. Engage your core here. Squeeze legs together. Your neck should still be long. On the floor, not crunching. Gaze up to the sky. Breath is flowing. You lengthen up through your toes really strong. Inhale and exhale. Take one more inhale, lengthen a little bit more. Exhale, bend your knees. Rolling all the way down to your back. Plant your feet on the floor. Take a moment to rock knees from one side to the other. Releasing through your back. Coming to find a moment of stillness with feet on the floor, knees pointing out. Take a breath in and a breath out. As you're ready, come to hug your knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Maybe you're rocking back and forth, up and down your mat. Letting everything relax here. As you're ready, shift your hips a couple inches to the right and slowly release knees over to the left side of your mat. Once your knees have stopped moving, maybe gaze shifts over right hand. Let your right shoulder be heavy towards the earth. You're melting into the floor. So ready, inhale to turn head back up to the ceiling. Slowly pull your knees closer into your chest as you slowly roll back onto your back. Now shifting your hips a couple inches over to the left side of your mat and slowly releasing knees over to the right. When you stop moving, maybe gaze shifts over left hand. Taking deep breaths here to expand through all sides of the body. Let your left shoulder be heavy, melting into the floor. I'll be here for a few more breaths. Inhale to turn gaze back up to the ceiling. As you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest and slowly roll back onto your back. Realign your hips to be in neutral. And give your knees one more squeeze into your chest. Maybe curling your head up off the mat into a tiny little ball. Maybe rocking a little bit back and forth. Or if you'd like, taking happy baby with hands to the outside or inside of your feet. Eventually squeezing your knees into your chest one more time. And coming to take feet long to Shavasana. Release feet out. Let your shoulder blades slide down your back as palms face up on either side of your body. Take a deep breath in here. And on an exhale, close your eyes and allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm, letting go of all control. Make sure to relax your body completely as if you're melting deeper and deeper into the floor, releasing further and further into this pose. Let everything relax and eventually let go of all focus entirely, allowing the mind to wander, but nothing to do except to be here. There's two ways of working with the body. One is when the mind informs the body. The mind is telling you what to do. That's one way of working. The other is when the body itself informs the mind. Your body impulses guide you, and then you do these movements, and suddenly they become your movement. It's part of your creative process, and you're able, from that point of view, to have experiences that go beyond words, that go beyond your conscious thinking, but are part of you. That's the thrill of working with movement. As you're ready, start to deepen your breath. Invite some subtle movement back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. Maybe you shake your head back and forth across the mat, saying no. Or if it's calling to you, take a full body stretch. As you're ready, rolling onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. Take a moment on your side for gratitude to yourself for showing up on your mat this evening, your body for carrying you through this practice, and for this practice and everything that it has to offer us on and off the mat. Eventually pressing into your left hand and coming up to a comfortable seat. Hands can come to your knees, or if you'd like to join me with hands in heart center. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. And you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me. We are one. If you'd like to join me, bringing thumb knuckles up to third eye center, we'll seal this practice with a blessing of namaste. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Hi. Hello. Can you hear me? I guess not. Hi. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you.